longer history.
I talked to a British friend of mine because I thought about going to the UK, and I was like, I'd probably go here. Like, where are you at? And he's just like, oh, I'm not really near that at all. I'm about an hour and a half away. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, well,
I'm an eternity away from there.
Yeah.
And it's like a 90-minute drive in my shitty little European car.
Oh, their cars suck fucking dick. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Europeans have great cars.
I just mean like the daily drivers, and my entire view of this is from like the challenges they do on Top Gear. And it's like,
that is a documentary that follows.
It is. And that's such a great show.
Yeah.
I love Top Gear as a show, and I don't give, you guys know, I don't give two fucks about cars. It's not my area of interest. But like when they're like, we're going to drive across the entire Amazon in a Ferrari, and it's like, all right, I'm in. Like, let's see how it goes.
What's the big guy's name?
Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah.
He beat up Piers Morgan, I think.
Oh, I didn't know it was Piers Morgan. I thought that he like got angry and punched a producer on the show. I didn't know it was like another famous guy. He beat up Piers Morgan. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson.
I'm Googling to see if I have
Piers
it right.
Morgan. I don't know anything about Piers Morgan other than he's like a news guy.
He's a news guy, but part of his he did punch Piers Morgan.
That's great.
It's kind of the way that he does his stories is he'll maybe like pick an unpopular side and annoy you with it. Like that's
what station is he? Oh, he's like trying to get outraged.
He bounces around. Clicks. He was on CNN for a while. I think he was on BBC, and he's somewhere else now.
But he's like an outrage journalist, where like he wants people to get upset by his take to generate attention. Maybe
that sounds.
That's
like
what I accused him of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think there's a lot of them who do that.
Yeah. So anyway, Jeremy Clarkson was having none of it, and he punched him.
All right, well, that's so much cooler now to know that it was Piers Morgan that he beat up. Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson's the coolest one on that show, but they have good chemistry. I always thought that would be a show that you would be super into, Kyle, with your interest in cars.
Well, it's not about cars. You're right. Like it's really not about cars. They're more like a comedy troupe that
it's like a
hangs around a garage
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've liked what I've seen of it, but I've just never really gotten into it. And I would probably like it more if I gave it a chance, but I really haven't.
Honestly, if you're going to jump into it, don't do like the episode to episode ones. Like the normal episodes can get boring because you actually talk about cars too much where they'll like I don't care. But if you look at their like challenges or their voyages, I don't remember what it's called. They're on Amazon though, where it's like them trying to get across the Sahara Desert in dune buggies that they made, like stuff like that. It's neat. Those are the cool ones.
The episode where they go to it might be an older one. They go to Africa or some shit, and they have to drive. They're just given like 3 random fucking cars. Like one's a Subaru, so it's gonna do well. One's like a fucking Buick, like
finding the source of the Nile by chance.
I've seen that one.
It might have been that one, but basically, they just get stuck constantly, and it's fucking entertaining. It's funny. I have to get the locals that like dig them out, and push them out, and shit. And
I don't remember what area they were trying to drive across, but it was a huge amount of area with a lot of different terrain, and they got dropped in, and instead of being given a car, they got airdropped a car kit, and had to build the car. But because Hammond and May are the only ones who have like an actual knowledge of how to build cars and like the engine, like Jeremy just fucks off the whole time. He's like, I was over there trying to make you supper as you made the car, and they're like, you've burned it. It's an MRE and you've burned it. He's like, well, give me for trying to help. It's great. It's a fucking great show.
It's great content. It bugs me. Like I know how staged it is too.
Of course, but it's silly.
It's that like. Of course it's staged. It's great content, but it's not supposed to be staged. You're supposed to think it's real. And there's a little bit there.
I feel like it's a little give and take there. Like, certain parts are totally fake, but like by the end of those challenges where like they've been sleeping in a tent for a week, they're genuinely getting like snippy and angry at each other. Like you can tell sometimes it gets a little too real at the end where like you can tell they're genuinely upset with one another and they want to go home, and that creates good content too. But like, I don't know, it's the same thing as suspending disbelief for the Squid Game for me. Like,
Except the Squid Game isn't trying to convince you this really happened.
I don't feel. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like some of the stuff is so obviously put on and scripted that like it's supposed to be like a tongue-in-cheek joke.
Okay.
Like when there's like one remembering like there's a service in India where there's like hundreds of millions of meals delivered, like hot meals prepared by the wives of men, and those get delivered by people whose entire job is to like ride the train with huge numbers of tins and then go deliver them to men at work. And they're like, the train takes 40 minutes to get there. Cars are faster. We can do it. We're going to revolutionize the way India does lunch. And like they're driving around with all those things in the back of in the boot of their car, and like they're sloshing around and spilling all over, and there's soup everywhere. And they get there late, and it's like obviously they didn't think they were going to revolutionize lunch in India. When like 2 minutes in, they're like, I didn't imagine the traffic in India could be this bad. it's like yeah, it's fucking India.
I can't tell if those third world countries with the near accidents all the time are very skilled drivers or unskilled drivers.
Oh, it's unskilled. It's
apparently
unskilled.
India is like dangerous as shit to drive at. Like
isn't
they're
that
like,
the place
they're like
where,
doubling up death totals of everywhere else.
Isn't that the place where they have those little they look like golf carts as cars, and then like there's like camels and shit on the main road and fucking mopeds. Like it's just a smorgasbord of random shit, and there's like no actual fucking
Seems
rules.
that way.
Like
there must be rules that they know, unwritten rules. You know, when you're in a parking lot, right? Picture at the mall or whatever. You don't back out without looking both ways, right? It's kind of on you to make sure you don't pull into traffic and cause an accident.
Right.
Well, in India, the rules are flipped. They feel like the person driving should be on the visibility. Lookout. They should be on the lookout for cars since they can see so well. And the guy who can't see just pulls out and assumes that you will be on your game.
That's a horrible.
So you can imagine these conflicting views on who's responsible in the Cisco parking lot.
So maybe I'm just really American, but shouldn't both motherfuckers be looking like, you know, like
that would be ideal, I suppose.
Yeah. It is up to the guy driving.
They say that and just back out, don't even look at their
don't even look
review mirror.
Yeah, I mean that's what's up.
Oh man.
I don't see a lot of Indian dash cam stuff though. It's always. Well, I mean, like the reason you only see
they don't
Russian,
have the internet or electronics yet.
I mean, huge swaths of them don't have the internet.
They just make them there.
4 billion people.
yeah. I mean, they live in huts.
I think the reason like you only see Russians with that is because don't they need it for like their insurance or something?
It's something about Russian insurance.
Yeah.
That,
or like
and honestly,
reason,
like
Florida man is a thing is because like Florida has like more lax laws on like releasing those crimes. So I heard something like that.
Florida is just filled with, I think statistically, some of the worst drivers in the fucking.
They're all ancient. Yeah,
the Florida man. Like I think in every other state, when they release like today's arrest records, they use their name, but they keep them anonymous in Florida. So just Florida man and Florida women did this and that.
Yeah.
And so like more stuff gets out there because
everyone has the same name, Florida man. Did this and that. So it looks like that guy's insane.
Not Carolina man. It's Stevie Johnson.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stevie Johnson.
But still Florida.
Well, Stevie Johnson, notorious pedophile.
Oh.